morning to all of you who has not seen both of us. Um, we are at session 3, and thank you for listening to both the sessions for Jamf and the other session by Manju and his team. Today we have another topic that is not related to Jamf and Apple. It is related to Intune. So we'll be speaking about the topic in a moment, but I'll first tell the main introduction of the topic. The topic is managing macOS using the DDM methodology. So in our session 1, we got to know about DDM. In this particular session, we'll be only focusing on the software update method by DDM. And then how we can leverage as an IT admin and then go ahead and then push it via MDM profile. I'll quickly introduce myself. So my name is Snehasis Pani. I'm basically from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. That's kind of eastern part of India. And I'm a M.Tech graduate, and I have been into IT from last 8 years. I have been to community from 2022. I have written some 40 plus articles, a few YouTube videos, and last year also I got an opportunity to talk in one of the Microsoft conference. I have done some certifications, and all you can see on the screen. I would also like to introduce my co-speaker Vaishnav, and then he'll be introducing himself as well.
Hi everyone, myself Vaishnav. I'm having 11 plus years of experience in IT and having experience in management, to MDM management tool like Microsoft Intune, Config Manager and Jamf Pro. And OS platform devices like Windows, macOS, iOS and iPadOS. And I love to write insights through my technical blogs, articles and YouTube videos. And special thanks to our organizers and sponsors to having us here. So we'll quickly start with the basic concept of macOS updates. So as you can see here is the macOS updates provide the latest security patches and bug fixes and the feature enhancement. So we have two types majorly, two or three types. The major version for macOS Sonoma and the minor updates something like 14.1 or 15.2, that is the example, and the security responses like macOS 13.3.1.a and something like that. So we have already added one snippet of the same here. And here we can check how we can manually update on macOS. So first in your Mac, first we need to go to the Apple menu in the top left corner and click on System Settings and click on General, and we have to go to Software Update. Otherwise, you can get utilized for the Spotlight to search Software Update and then open the result from there. And if a new software update is available, so we can click on that, and for the minor version, you can click on Update, and the major version, you have to go for the Upgrade option. And we can also leverage our terminal to run a command something like software update space -L, and this is the manual method we used to follow. So what are the limitations for this? So first limitation is it relies on the users and taking timely action and can result into inconsistent update compliance. And also it delays to and it will cause the security exposure and operational inefficiencies. So that is the major drawback of this manual update. And in this slide, we mentioned about the software update settings on Mac. So as you can see over here, the automatic method also user can control. The first option is download new updates when available. So what we can do is to download new updates from when it is available. It download the updates as soon as possible on your Mac device. And the other option is install macOS updates, which means it update your Mac to a newer version. It's automatically. And the other option is install application from App Store. So which means it allow automatically to app from the App Store. And the other option is install security responses from system files. So which means it will install rapid security responses automatically from the Mac to prevent cyber attacks. And we can also see one option for the beta upgrades. So beta upgrade is nothing but if you can enroll for the beta program, you can able to see that option. We already captured that screenshot over here. And if you enroll for that, you can able to manage the beta updates of your macOS updates. Now we can check how we can manage the software update using Microsoft Intune. So Microsoft Intune is a cloud-based solution that organization can use to manage endpoint devices in best secure way. Like, so they can manage devices, app, and data in best secure way. So how we can configure the traditional method of managing macOS update in Intune? So for that, first we can check the update policy settings over here. The first settings is, the subsetting is update policy behavior settings. And we have also some types already mentioned, like critical updates, firmware updates, and configuration profile updates, and all other updates. So all other update, in the sense, it also include OS and built-in apps. So you have to keep that in mind. And there is other configuration also in each type of this update. So we can check that configuration one by one. The first option is not configured, which means if you are setting it as not configured, so no action is required for the software update. And the other option is download and install. So which means download and install according to the availability. You can download and install your macOS update. And there is other option, download only, which will download updates only available. And download and install immediately means it will download and install the software immediately as soon as possible. And there is other option available, like notify to the user, which means notify only. It will download and available software update and notify the user in the system settings. And we can also see one more option, install it later. So download that particular update and install the user convenience. And it is not available for major upgrades. So that is one point. And you can also see there is one subset section over here, update policies, schedule settings. So here what exactly we are doing, we can schedule our settings based on 3 major criteria. Something like update with next check-in, which means macOS will update push after the next sync when Intune starts syncing to macOS. So basically the sync or the default sync is 8 hours. And the other option is update during schedule time, which means admin can control and configure a particular time within which macOS update can push the installation, and it will take place during that particular timing during the check-in. And there is another option, update outside the schedule time, which means admin can mention the office hours. So if you are an admin, you can mention the office hour, after which Intune will automatically set up the update policies, and it does not install during the check-ins. So now we will quickly check a demo video of the same. So first I log into Intune Admin Center, and just one step.
Okay. Was it?
Yeah. One more. Little bit back.
Okay.
So, all right. So here is the Intune Admin Center. First, you have to go to devices. After that, macOS updates. Under macOS update, you can see there is a macOS update option available, macOS updates option available, and you can click on that. No, little bit back. Oh, all right. Yeah. So you can go ahead and create a profile. So I am creating a profile, give a meaningful name, and the description is optional, but it's better to give a description, it will use for the future purpose. So I'll just give a name here and click on next, and the update policy settings. So this is what we already discussed during the PPT presentation. You can see the critical updates, firmware updates, and the configuration file updates over there. And we also have the other updates, which means OS and built-in apps. So in this demo, I am going with the OS and other updates. So rest, everything I will configure it as not configured. And we'll go in the second settings, something like, yeah, we'll check that one. Yeah, critical updates is not configured, and the firmware update also not configured. The configure file also, updates also not configured. But here we will go with download and install. And in the sub settings, you can check the policy schedules, and we can set a schedule something like update during schedule times, which means we can configure a schedule time over there, schedule time and date over here, so that it will help to configure our policy. So here I am checking update during schedule time and the weekly schedule. Just we need to select a time zone. So I'll go with UTC 5:30 Indian time zone, and the start day, as you can see over here, this start day I'll set it for Friday around 5 p.m. and the end day is Monday 6 a.m. So the update will only take place on this particular time period, and I will click on next. So here is the part we have to configure the scope tag. So here, this is the test tenant, so that I will go with the default scope tag option. So if you have configuring this one in your production scenario, you might have the different custom scope tag. So you can configure it accordingly. And apart from that, the other settings, as you can see over here, the assignment. You have to assign this policy to certain set of macOS, and after that, we have an option to review and create, which means you have to review the policy once again, and once you confirmed everything is working fine, you can go ahead and create the policy. So that is how the traditional method of macOS configuration in Microsoft Intune. Now, Snehasis will walk us through how we can configure this similar way in the declarative device management. Over to you, Snehasis.
Okay. So now that you guys understood about the traditional method, so what was the flaws in traditional method? We were setting up critical updates, we were setting up non-OS updates, minor updates, but there is no specific version that we are putting in. There is no specific details that we are putting in. Even if we're trying to set policy that the update schedule should be between these 2 days, we are just setting a maintenance window during which it should occur. But there is no particular time during which it should occur. Maybe minor updates sometimes takes 5 minutes, sometimes takes 30 minutes. So there is no window that is set. And thanks to Apple, that in WWDC event 2023, they have introduced the new feature, that is the DDM. And in first session by Eric, you got to know about how DDM works. So I'll be focusing morely on the software updates settings, but then let's understand what is DDM. So as he rightly mentioned, right? So DDM is basically declarations. So we will be pushing the declaration to the Mac device, saying like, this is the device, this is the macOS update. Let's push the macOS update to that particular device on this particular time window. So this is the extreme time limit, after which it should update on its own. But it is giving a method to the end user that he can or she can update during that period. So let's say I'm pushing some update today, like the 15.6 update happens, got released like last week, and then I want to give it a window of 30 days. So I'm giving a window to the end user that within 30 days of period, if you're not having any time, or if you want to set it up something like at the end of the month, or like in the Fridays, weekends, you can schedule it on its own. We are giving the privilege to the end user. But if the end user is not doing the update, not doing any push by himself, then the auto update will take up its time, because that is the limit we have set, like before this you can do, or else we will be doing. So what are the, how it works, we'll see. Admins have been given privilege to set up policies, and then this DDM policies, it will go and it will get set on the device as a declaration. So it will be set on the device as a declaration, and then devices also get the enforce the updates, and then they maintain the compliance also. So main focus is on the maintenance and the compliance of the device. We are focusing on that, and that is what the prevention method says. So in the cyber attack, if any cyber attack happens and then we want to prevent it, the first step is to keep your device up to date. That is the main method, right? And then what are the benefits of DDM, right? The benefits of DDM is there's a immediate compliance checks. So it doesn't take that much of time, and then you have also seen in our previous session how quick it was. So it is immediate, and then it reduces burden on the IT admins, because as an IT admin, you have been setting up at the front, and then you are not taking much time on its own. Like, I need to put for a particular setting, I need to put for a particular option for a particular device. You are just setting it up and then let it go, and then within the period of time it will happen on its own. And then more granular. So on a deep level, you can go change some setting and then push it. And what is the minimum macOS version is Sonoma. So after Sonoma, if your devices are there, if it is on Ventura, then it will not be supporting. But after Sonoma, Sequoia, and then now we have Tahoe, it is getting supported. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so here again, there are multiple methodologies are there. I'm going with the direct version push. Now, what is direct version push? So direct version push is basically, let's say I want to push a particular version, let's say 15.6, 15.4, 15.5, 13, 14.6. These particular versions I want to push on the device, then I can push using this methodology. So in this, can you stop it for some time? Just pause it. Just few minutes. Yeah. So here, what is the difference now? The difference is when Vaishnav was trying to do the traditional methodology, when he was trying to set, he was setting up with macOS updates in the Intune, right? But now we are using configuration settings. So we need to go to devices by platform macOS, and then we need to click on configuration settings and new configuration settings. And in new configuration settings, we'll go with settings catalog. So we have not captured that, but settings catalog is the option. So you'll get two options, templates and setting catalogs. Templates are basically the configurations that are already set, and settings catalog is something that is not set. So that's the reason we are going with settings catalog. And here in DDM, if you see, there are multiple things that are getting managed, right? So disk management, math settings, and then if we go a bit down, then we have four options: software update, enforce latest. Go a bit back. Yeah, and bit more. Yeah, pause it there. So we have three settings, right? Software update, enforce latest, and software update settings. So I'll be telling you about like what are the three types of options. But here in this, we are forced. This is the. So I need to go. This one is not working. Go to the previous slide. No, go to the previous slide. Here on the next slide. Go back. Yeah, direct version push. So here we are going with software update settings. Go a bit fast. Move this video a bit fast. Software update settings. Software update. Yeah, software update. And then, so for here, I'm giving target OS version 15.6. I'm also giving time. So whatever time I have given, let's say 1st of August I have given, and the particular time. Before to that time, it will be pushing, it will be updating, right? On all the devices that we have pushed to. No, don't go. Go back. Go back to the presentation. This one is not working. Okay. No. Go back. Back. Yeah, keep it. So as I was mentioned, right, this is one of the way, right? But here again, we are putting a particular version. Now, there are admins, again, they want to say ki we don't give a particular version. We don't want to give a particular version. We want to give whatever the latest version that are available. I don't want to go and then set it every time. Whatever the latest version that are available, let's keep that one. So the next one will be automatic software updates. Now what is the option of this? Option of this is, it is not putting a particular version, it is just saying enforce the latest software update. So maybe model to model it will different, right? So we have M1 models, M2 models, M3 models, and model to model the versions will be different. Maybe some devices will go to the latest version, some devices will go to a bit minor versions. And then also the DDM methodology here will, can you pause it? Yeah. The DDM methodology here will automatically set whatever the latest version available for the device. It will automatically check that, and then it will automatically skip it. Now we are also giving time delay. So why is delay? Because we don't want our users to do that right away. We are giving 30 days period of time, that within 30 days, whatever your available time is, you can update. But still, I'm also giving install time. Now what is install time is, I have given is, it's in 24-hour format, so I have given 11 o'clock at the night, so that in case the user is doing something in the morning, and it will not be impacting. So even if the force update happens, it will be happening in the night. It will not be happening in the morning. So, so this is what it has given the permission to the end user, right? And then let's see the next one. Yeah, rapid security response. Now this is something that we get some of the times, like version Vaishnav was mentioning, rapid security response was 13.3.1.a, that the one that you have seen, right? So these are kind of the things that needs to be pushed at the earliest to the end user's device to prevent any cyber attacks, to make sure the devices are on the latest version, right? So there is a setting, can you pause it? There is a setting that we need to, we can check this setting again in the same DDM methodology, and this provides whether we can enable so that user will be getting option on their device, and then they can update, and also they can revert back to the previous version if there are any issues that are happening, and then they can revert back. It gives the option to them, right? And then delay or defer update. So this is one of the highlights again. Let's say now we have Tahoe coming in. Let's say maybe in September they will release, or in October they will release. And then we as an IT admin has to do a lot of testing. We have to do integration testing, pen testing. We need to check, make sure that the production is not getting impacted with the latest version. And then we want to do everything testing on our developer environment. Then we can also set this option as major version. So let's say major version, like we are upgrading from Sonoma to Sequoia, we don't want that to happen right away, so we can give up to 90 days. And minor version we can give also up to 90 days. Here in this video I try to give it for 30 days. And then we also have for non macOS updates. And what are non macOS updates? Let's say we have any Safari update that is happening, or any apps that comes up with the macOS, but then it is getting updated. We also have a control on that. So that is happening, and then we have given deferral period for that updates also. So it is like an admin giving more privilege, more control to an end user, that you at your available time can update, and then can make sure the device is up to date, right? And then this is the max period of time up to which it should get updated to, right? And then software update settings, right? So software update settings now, DDM makes use of this declarations, right? So what does the declaration mean? So in the DDM slide, if you see, I'll go to the previous slide. Right? So you see an update, a notification that is popping up, right? That these are the notifications, right? So we wanted to make sure, as an IT admin, we wanted to make sure that the notifications are popping up for the end user, and then the end user should not get a direct push that, oh, your device is rebooting in next 1 minute, and then obviously that will ruin our end user experience, right? So we need to also make sure that the notifications comes up on the device. That is the reason we have enabled this option, and again it is in configuration settings again. There are two options that I wanted to highlight. First is the notification. If we enable it, then the notifications that will be popping up for the end user and allow standard user OS updates. What is the difference between this? This makes sure if you allow it, it will allow or it will give permission for the end user to update on their own. If you disable this, whatever the settings, whatever the timings you have given, only during that period they'll be able to update. Once that is over, they'll not be able to update, and then it will restrict. So it's basically taking permissions from out of them that you can't do updates on your own, right? Now that we talked about notifications, let's go a bit on the notifications. So here that you see software update notifications, what is the real world scenario will happen? Now let's say I'm on 2nd August today, and then I want every our devices to have to get the minor latest version by 30th of August. And because we have a good amount of 28 days during that period, so it will just get a notification on the settings that okay, by this period you need to have the update. But once the 14 days window starts, notification will be keep appearing on the day on the device every day. Now if you see this button, right? So this button is DND. Now what is DND saying? So they are saying that even if DND is there, the notifications will not come up. So there is a restrictions. Most of the users, particularly the developers, the videographers who use basically the MacBooks, right? They use this DND settings. If that DND settings is on, then they'll not be getting notifications, right? So if you see a slight, the changes in the preference. So once that 24 hours period starts, the preference will go like it will over precede on the DND. So it's basically, even if the DND is on the device, if it is within 24 hours period, like the day, let's say tomorrow is the last day, we need to push notification. Then from today, it will start giving notifications, irrespective of if you're on DND on or off. And if within 1 hour, then the notifications will be appearing for 60 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute. And then it will auto reboot the device, even if the user is trying not to, but then it will auto reboot the device. Then this is the demo version of it. We just try to show you how exactly it works. So in this device, 15.3 has been pushed from Intune, and then you see a pop-up on the right side window of the screen, right? Yeah, and then there's a pop-up with the scheduled timing, like it's for 2nd February, 5 p.m. That is the time. So by that time, the user should update it, and then user is also getting the option that update now. So user has been given permission to do that, but I don't know why it's moving fast. Yeah, pause it somewhere there. Yeah, bit more, and try to pause it once you get the notification. Okay. Yeah. So now you see on the right side, it's at 5 o'clock. If you see the window, right, at 5 o'clock, it is saying restarting your computer. The DDM policy starts applying on the device, and it has already downloaded the policy, it kept the policy on the device. It just needs the policy to run. At 5 o'clock, it is restarting the device on its own, and then it is pushing through, right? That is all we have for this session. And yeah, thank you all for listening patiently. Any questions from anybody, and would love to answer you guys.
Anyone has question?
Can you hold the major update more than 90 days?
More than 90?
Yeah. With the DDM?
No.
So it will
So
enforce.
Apple recommends every device to be updated to the latest version. So we can max Intune is providing is 90. Other than 90, we can't. I mean, 91 also you can't give. It's set to 90. Even for minor updates also, I set it for 30, but then we can also set it for 90 days. That option is available. For non-macOS also it is available 90 days.
Can we integrate Shift Dialog or Jamf Helper to make the notification bigger? Because we frequently seeing people that they miss these set of notifications.
I didn't get your question again. Can you just...
Okay, so the notification that shows right top is little small and it is not visible for users.
Okay.
At times they are not they are focusing on different tasks. And when it suddenly restarts on the deadline day, so it becomes a chaos where people are asking us. So can we integrate Shift Dialog or Jamf Helper to make the notification big?
So this is basically Intune, and then Intune doesn't have that much of control on this. But I would like to say you this, that if you're setting a 30 days period of window, right, after 14 days, every day the user will be getting notification, right? And also in case user missed to check it and then not seeing it, after 24 hours, when you are getting that option, right, notification, right, just give me that, go. If you see this, right, at the end, if you see, the user can choose either install or try tonight. That option after 24 hours window is not there. So it is just making it visible more and more to the end user, so that the users will be seeing it and then doing it on their time. But then what we can do is to prevent all of this is you can give somewhere like after the company hours. Let's say the company hours is within 8 to 5, and you can give somewhere around 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the night, so that it's not impacting. But then the notification that you said, it is something coming from the DDM methodology. So we don't have much control on that in terms of making it a bigger and smaller. So, but yeah, we can try to make it more frequent so that users can see it, and that's all I have mentioned.
I guess I can add to this. So I have the issue, whatever you told us, right? So it comes from Apple. The notification doesn't come from any MDM tool. So it comes from the Apple, and then yes, it's true, there are some users who not notified those notifications because they might be in a focus mode. So in the focus mode, you will not have this notification. So I will request you to please go raise a feedback case with Apple to enable it as a critical updates. So once you enable it as a critical updates, even though you are in a focus mode, they will get a notification. But in last 1 hour, even though the device is in focus mode, they will get those notification. Or you can raise a case with Apple that they should get a notification in last 24 hours instead of last 1 hour. So we have this case, a lot of users will come back to us and tell us, hey, my machine get restarted immediately because they don't see the notification because they are in a focus mode. So please go ahead and raise a feedback with Apple. So if everyone raise, they will listen to us, and then, so maybe we can add 2 options, either we can add as a critical updates, or we can change not respecting a focus mode from last 1 hour to last 24 hours.
Yeah, adding to that point, so if you are not setting for notification also, final 1 hour, right? So final 1 hour is mandate 1. So it will automatically set that notification. So if you are not configuring in Intune also, you will get the notification from the system level.
I have a follow-up question on what he asked regarding deferring the major upgrades. We cannot defer beyond 90 days, right? So is there any way we can kill the process? For example, if you want to restrict any software, you will be able to kill the process, right? Similarly, can we do for the major upgrades?
What is this question?
Can you repeat the question once again?
It's not audible actually. Can you raise it a bit?
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, so major upgrades we cannot restrict beyond 90 days from the date of release. is there any way we can kill the process
Yes.
while running in the system?
Yes, we
That
can.
way can we restrict from end users
Yes,
updating or
I mean, there are ways we can run scripts, shell scripts that will basically identify the installer that we are running. Let's say for CQI we are running macOS CQI installer, and then we can kill it through script. That is not a mentioned way, but I would say you can have that script in the place. Let's say you want to extend it for next 180 days, you can do that. And also after 90 days, it is like give that window to a user to do it. So it's any of the ways you can do it, but that's one way is like killing the process, and another way is yeah, I think killing process is only one way that we can do. That we have to do through script, shell script. We can push shell script and we can make it happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
But that's not a suggested way, I would say, but we can give it a try. Yeah.
Hey, just a follow-up question to what he has asked, right? So I know Jamf doesn't have any, inbuilt, or Intune doesn't have any inbuilt solution for this, but do you recommend any third-party applications that can do this for us? Like, for example, Superman is what we use. I don't know how big of this tool is really helpful to everyone, but from your perspective, are there any other third-party apps we can use to have these on-screen notifications?
Sure.
I think you need to use blueprints. You need to use, if you're using Jamf, you want to use blueprints. And if you're using other MDM, you want to use a DDM. So it got, there are a lot of improvements in DDM, right? You can schedule it. So within, mostly what we can schedule, say the update need to happen on this time, this date. So automatically the updates will happen.
Got it.
So you can also use third-party tools like we have Super and we have Nudge, but Blueprints is more efficient, or DDM is more efficient than the previous which we have, what we use in MDM. And then the current software update management which we use, like you might have configured the software update, like install all updates, install all critical updates, it's all depreciated. So you want to migrate to DDM. So you want to migrate to DDM, it will be more responsive, and then it will be more improved. So you just schedule when your device want to get upgraded, so automatically it will get updated on the scheduled time.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for walking us through the MDM method management in the Intune. So DDM is only used for macOS 14 in Intune, but how are you managing the low versions of macOS 11, 12, 13? Like first, specifically to update any minor or critical update. So in that case, how we can manage?
So we have traditional method. Again, DDM will not support till version 14 and later it is supporting. But if you want to set it up for let's say 11, 12, 13, you can go with the traditional method which Vaishnav has shown, right, in the previously. I mean, there are no much controls, but you make use of that feature. Through that, we can set it up.
Yeah, on top of that traditional method, you can configure the settings policy, settings configuration, what we already explained in DDM. Similar settings available in the traditional method also. So you can use that one as well.
One last question, okay? Hi. So for the Mac, you need to be satisfy the condition to the OS update, right? So battery is 50% charge, and the device is not actively working on that. So if the enforce update is at that time, which the device has a low battery, so what will happen on the device?
It will not push because it needs a minimum of 50% battery. So because if it loads, within with 20% battery, I think it'll just shut down. So it should not. It should wait till the main compliance should happen.
What happens if the schedule time is postponed or schedule time is deferred? So if the device is beyond the schedule time, so what happens on the device?
It has to go for reboot. Like it just presides over what is been mentioned, right? So whenever the next, let's say a device is turned off and then it got the timing, and then once you're turning on the device, and then as soon as the device is turned on and it is connected, it will reboot or it will push that software update. That is what will happen.
it will not postpone the update to
No.
the next.
No.
So usually when, this is your question, right? So if you are, maybe your device is not online that particular time, so what will happen once you are turning on the device? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So on that time, it will still provide 1 hour time. So that's the reason I already mentioned. There is 1 hour time will be there if you are not setting the notification also. So it will give a user for 1 hour time, and last 1 minute it will give a final countdown. So if you miss that particular timing also, it will wait for that particular time to complete.
Yes.
Thank you guys. So, thank you for a great session.
Thank you.